A South African researcher says he found what appeared to be the remains of a UFO crash. The object that he was looking at was between 12 and 15 meters in diameter, and it could be the remains of a flying disc that had crashed on the red planet.
As we delve into the realm of UFO investigations and the search for extraterrestrial life, we have to navigate complex moral landscapes that shape our interactions with the unknown. Our planet has a history of contact with extraterrestrial civilizations, if the scores of accounts detailing such events are to be taken as true. But now, it seems that our planet is not the only one. NASA just shut down the Mars rover after it captured a crashing UFO. Brace yourself, because this is going to be one wild roller coaster ride. Let's get started. NASA's Mars rovers. The vast, desolate landscape of Mars stretches for miles and miles, with no sign of life or anything of the sort. However, some recent revelations may prove otherwise. The solitude of space, the rugged surface, the monotony of red, and the eerie silence of lifelessness are only one side of the picture. Mars, as it turns out, may not be as lifeless as we once thought. Take a look at this peculiar shape that stands out against the Martian landscape. It appears to be a metallic structure partially buried in the sand. Its rounded rim and dome-shaped top appear very much like a UFO. Could this prove that humanity is not alone in the universe? This picture is anything but a joke. It's a real revelation from NASA's Mars rover mission. In April 2021, NASA's Perseverance Mars rover, equipped with advanced imaging technology, captured this particular photograph. The image quickly became the subject of intense scrutiny and debate. Join us as we embark on a journey to delve deeper into the story behind this crashed UFO. To start, let's take a step back and look at things from the very beginning. Let's get one thing straight first. There is no single Mars rover. Instead, NASA has launched several such vehicles in batches to study the surface of the red planet. These rovers represent a significant leap in our exploration of Mars. Unlike stationary landers, these remote-controlled vehicles can traverse vast expanses of Martian terrain and investigate things in detail. Equipped with sophisticated instruments and cameras, rovers like NASA's Sojourner, Spirit, Opportunity, Curiosity, and Perseverance have revolutionized our understanding of Mars. These rovers enable scientists to target specific areas of interest. By maneuvering into sunny positions during the harsh Martian winter, these rovers ensure their continued operation, pushing the boundaries of remote robotic vehicle control. These rovers are complemented by orbital spacecraft, such as the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, that provide valuable reconnaissance data and global mapping. However, it is the rover's ground-level perspective that allows for detailed surface analysis and close-up examination of geological features. As NASA continues its quest to uncover evidence of ancient life and habitable environments on Mars, rovers play a pivotal role in this endeavor. From probing ancient water sources to searching for organic carbon, these robots are at the forefront of scientific exploration, pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and inspiring future generations of space explorers. The Perseverance rover mission. The Perseverance rover, also known as Percy, has contributed its fair share in the exploration of the red planet. As part of NASA's Mars 2020 mission, this car-sized rover was launched on July 30th, 2020, with the hopes and dreams of countless scientists and space enthusiasts. It landed safely on the planet's surface on February 18th, 2021. Since that historic moment, Perseverance has been an active presence on the Martian surface, tirelessly conducting its mission for over 3 years now. Perseverance has been armed with 7 primary payload instruments, 19 cameras, and 2 microphones. The rover is equipped to capture a comprehensive picture of its Martian surroundings. It was also accompanied by a mini helicopter Ingenuity, which became the first powered aircraft to ever fly on another planet on April 19th, 2021, and retired on January 18th, 2024. The Perseverance rover's scientific objectives align closely with the overarching goals of the Mars exploration program. It seeks to explore past Martian environments capable of supporting microbial life, scouring specific rock types for biosignatures indicative of ancient microbial activity, and collecting core rock and regolith samples for potential return to Earth. Additionally, Perseverance aims to pave the way for future human exploration by testing oxygen production from the Martian atmosphere. Building upon the design of the preceding Curiosity rover, this entry boasts significant enhancements. It boasts thicker, more robust aluminum wheels, incorporating cleats for traction and titanium spokes for resilient support. The rover's heat shield, crafted from phenolic-impregnated carbon ablator, or pica, can withstand temperatures of up to 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit, ensuring safe passage through Mars's atmosphere. It also comes equipped with a longer and stronger robotic arm, measuring 2.1 meters for sampling. The sophisticated rock coring and sampling mechanism on board also helps with storing geologic samples in sterile caching tubes. A secondary arm, also known as the sample handling assembly, helps in storing chalk-sized samples and maneuvers them to various stations within the adaptive caching assembly for processing. All of this naturally means that the Perseverance rover tips the scales at a whopping 1,025 kilograms, making it 14% heavier than the Curiosity rover. Its multi-mission radioisotope thermoelectric generator harnesses the natural decay of plutonium-238 to generate electricity, ensuring operational flexibility even during Mars' harsh conditions, including dust storms and nights. The rover relies on 3 antennas for telemetry, ensuring smooth communication with the orbiting craft around Mars, and by extension, with the ground team on our planet. Equipped with an array of instruments, Perseverance conducts comprehensive scientific investigations. Notable instruments include MOXIE, which produces oxygen from Martian atmospheric carbon dioxide, PXL, for elemental composition analysis, RIMFAX, a ground-penetrating radar to detect underground features, and SuperCam, offering imaging and chemical analysis capabilities. Operational history of the Perseverance rover. The Perseverance rover embarked on its journey on July 30, 2020. It was launched from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida aboard a United Launch Alliance Atlas V launch vehicle. After a 29-week voyage, the rover touched down in Jezero crater on Mars on February 18, 2021, marking the commencement of its scientific exploration phase. Upon landing, Perseverance began its mission with meticulous precision, guided by innovative technologies such as terrain relative navigation, or TRN. By comparing surface images with reference maps during descent, the rover made real-time course adjustments, ensuring a safe landing close to its targeted objectives. This advanced navigation system, coupled with the rover's ability to select a landing site at the last moment, facilitated a highly accurate landing, surpassing previous Mars missions. The landing site, Octavia E. Butler Landing Site, situated within Jezero crater, was chosen strategically for its geological significance. As a paleo-lake basin, Jezero crater holds potential evidence of past microbial life, with deposits containing perchlorates which are promising indicators for microbial activity. Dr. Kenda Lynch has done extensive research in analogous environments on Earth, and based on the results of his studies, the crater may indeed have traces of perchlorate-reducing microbes. Just a few days post-landing, the rover made history by releasing the first-ever audio recording from the Martian surface, capturing the ethereal sound of Martian wind. During its traverse on Mars, Perseverance encountered a curious incident on February 4, 2022. While studying the Maz rock formation, the rover noticed a small rock had wedged itself into one of its wheels. Remarkably, this rock remained lodged in the wheel for over 126 days as the rover traversed over 5 miles or 8 kilometers, averaging 0.1 to 0.5 miles per day, or 0.16 to 0.8 kilometers per day, on the Martian terrain. NASA affectionately dubbed this rock as Perseverance's pet rock. Perseverance's ambitious traverse plan includes visits to various geological features within the Jezero crater and its surroundings. For instance, it explored the ancient Neretva Vallis Delta, which is a geological feature located within the Jezero crater. It is a delta formed by the deposition of sediment, carried by a river or stream that once flowed into a body of water within the crater. The delta is believed to have formed billions of years ago when Mars had liquid water on its surface. The presence of a delta suggests that there was once a lake or other standing body of water in the Jezero crater. Since March 4th, 2021, Perseverance has been actively conducting sampling and caching activities in support of the NASA ESA Mars Sample Return mission. As of October 2023, the rover has successfully filled 27 out of 43 sample tubes, including samples of igneous and sedimentary rocks, Martian soil, and even atmospheric samples. These meticulously collected samples are crucial for advancing our understanding of Mars's geological composition and potential habitability, laying the groundwork for future scientific endeavors on the Red Planet. This brings us to a more out-of-this-world discovery on this alien planet. The controversial photograph. The discovery of mysterious debris on the surface of Mars has sparked speculation about the possibility of an alien spacecraft crash landing on the Red Planet. Scientists are intrigued by a peculiar rock with bone-like features and pointy protrusions, describing it as one of the most bizarre objects ever discovered on Mars. Initially captured by NASA's Curiosity rover, these enigmatic formations, resembling rows of spikes, plates, and wedges emerging from rocks, raised eyebrows in the scientific community. Dr. Nathalie Cabrol, an astrobiologist at NASA Ames Research Center and the SETI Institute, described them as the most peculiar rocks she has encountered so far on Mars. The unusual formations were found in the Gale crater, a dry lakebed on Mars that spans 96 miles in diameter. This region has attracted scientific interest due to its complex geological features and potential signs of past water activity. The discovery of organic molecules and minerals indicative of ancient lake environments has fueled curiosity about the planet's history and habitability. A recent study published in the Journal of Astrobiology suggests that these formations might be like sand spikes, similar to those found on Earth in waterlogged sands during powerful earthquakes. Despite drawing parallels with terrestrial phenomena, the researchers acknowledge the possibility of an extraterrestrial or even human-made origin for these structures. Things are further complicated by the presence of what appears to be wheels, axles, and debris fields in another part of the Gale crater. This fuels speculation about an alien spacecraft crash. However, erosion over time may have obscured these remnants, leaving room for conjecture. Professor Richard Armstrong of Aston University suggests that while the spikes may be the result of seismic activity on Mars, the mysterious wheels could be a separate phenomenon. Martian images often feature peculiar formations, and erosion from wind could further obscure any potential debris fields. Intriguingly, the images reveal rocks adorned with peculiar protrusions, including one rock adorned with 11 evenly spaced spikes. Some objects resemble wedge-shaped teeth like those of a shark, while others appear to be plates or boards embedded with spikes. Previous hypotheses speculated that these objects might be fossilized fish or dinosaur bones, weathering effects from Martian winds, or remnants of a crashed Mars orbiter. However, the absence of resemblance to known human-made objects suggests an alternative origin. The authors emphasize that while sand spikes offer a plausible explanation, the Martian protrusions exhibit distinct features, such as serrations and lack of bulbous ends, unlike their earthly counterparts. Furthermore, their proximity to features reminiscent of fungi or microbialites raises the possibility of activity by microorganisms on Mars or the remains of petrified algae. So could this be proof of an ancient alien civilization? Well, the possibility is there. However, the evidence is far from conclusive. In such circumstances, critics argue that it's best to embrace objectivity and avoid making conclusive claims without a strong evidential foundation. So, how can we do that? Well, one way to start is by embracing Occam's razor. This is a fundamental principle in scientific inquiry that advocates for simplicity in explanations. It suggests that among competing hypotheses, the one with the fewest assumptions should be selected. What's more likely? Stumbling upon a never-before-seen object or a technical malfunction? Then there's falsifiability, which is at the heart of what it means for a hypothesis to be considered scientific. Any assumption must be testable and potentially proven false through empirical observation or experimentation. Unfalsifiable claims are generally associated with pseudoscience, ensuring that scientific inquiry remains grounded in evidence-based reasoning. Then there's the peer review process. As part of the process, research findings undergo rigorous scrutiny by independent experts in the field, who evaluate the methodology, data analysis, and conclusions of a study. This helps identify flaws, biases, or inconsistencies in research, ensuring the reliability and credibility of scientific evidence. By adhering to these scientific principles, researchers can objectively analyze such sightings, encounters, and testimonies with complete objectivity. Otherwise, one is bound to fall for confirmation bias, which forces one to interpret or recall information in a way that confirms pre-existing beliefs or hypotheses. This also applies to UFO evidence. In any case, our list of strange findings on Mars does not end here. The Perseverance rover captures something odd. After a year of exploring the rocky terrain of its landing site, the Perseverance rover steadily embarked on a journey towards a river delta located along the 49 kilometers, or 30 miles wide, Jezero crater's western rim, accompanied by the Ingenuity Mars helicopter. During Ingenuity's 26th flight, it captured remarkable images of a 70-foot wide structure that suspiciously resembled a crashed UFO. You've probably seen this picture on the internet and wondered if it is real. Well, the image is indeed real, and not an anomaly. However, it is not a crashed UFO that you see in there. Ian Clark, an engineer involved in the rover's parachute system, described the scene as having an undeniable otherworldly allure, echoing the sentiments of many who marveled at the unearthly spectacle. But if it's not a UFO, then what is it? Well, it turns out to be the rover's back shell with a 70-foot wide parachute still attached to it, lying more than a mile away from the rover's landing site. Despite hitting the Martian surface at around 78 miles per hour, the back shell showed minimal signs of damage. For NASA, studying the remnants of the back shell holds significant implications for future missions, particularly the ambitious Mars sample return endeavor. By scrutinizing the hardware and its landing site, scientists hope to glean insights into Martian geology, paving the way for the successful retrieval of rock and soil samples from the Red Planet. Kenneth Farley, the mission's project scientist, noted the fortuitous landing of the back shell at the boundary between two distinct rock formations within the crater. This geological juxtaposition offers a rare opportunity to unravel Mars's complex geological history, shedding light on the planet's volcanic past and mineral composition. The faces of Martians. As if these otherworldly sights were not intriguing or disturbing enough, there are faces etched on the surface of the Red Planet. Yes, faces much like ours, with blank expressions and deep stares. These faces appear on Cydonia, a region on Mars that has captivated both scientific and popular imagination, drawing attention for its enigmatic features and intriguing history. Cydonia encompasses several notable features, including flat-topped Cydonia mensae, Cydonia colles, marked by small hills or knobs, and Cydonia labyrinthus, a complex of intersecting valleys. The region's name, drawn from classical antiquity, harkens back to the ancient city-state of Kydonia on the island of Crete. Located in Mars's northern hemisphere, Cydonia lies amidst a transitional zone between heavily cratered regions to the south and relatively smooth plains to the north. Some scientists speculate that the northern plains may have once been ocean beds, suggesting that Cydonia may have been a coastal zone in the planet's distant past. But that's not what's most peculiar about this area. Cydonia gained widespread attention following the imaging efforts of the Viking 1 and Viking 2 orbiters in the 1970s. Among the images captured, one stood out. It was a 2-kilometer-long mesa that bore a striking resemblance to a humanoid face. Two computer engineers at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, Vincent DiPietro and Gregory Molinar, independently stumbled upon this Martian face. The Viking chief scientist Jerry Soffin initially dismissed it as a trick of light and shadow. However, subsequent analysis of additional images reignited interest in the face on Mars, and it soon became a subject of intense speculation and debate. On one side stood those who saw the formation as nothing more than a trick of light and shadow. Yet on the other side were those who saw in it the tantalizing possibility of an ancient Martian civilization. As the debate raged, fueled by discoveries and conflicting interpretations, the true nature of the face on Mars remained shrouded in uncertainty. Over the years, Cydonia has continued to be a focal point of exploration. The Mars Global Surveyor, Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and Mars Express probe have all contributed valuable data, offering resolutions far superior to the original Viking images. Despite advancements in imaging technology, the face on Mars has been widely accepted as an optical illusion. As it turns out, it was a product of pareidolia. Pareidolia is when people perceive familiar patterns or shapes, such as faces or objects, in random or ambiguous stimuli, such as clouds or rock formations. Despite this explanation, the allure of extraterrestrial hypotheses still stands strong. Cydonia thus remains a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the mysteries of the cosmos, reminding us of the boundless wonders awaiting discovery beyond our home planet, the strange monolith on Phobos. Another striking anomaly that has captured the collective attention of scientists globally is the Phobos monolith. This geological feature stands on Mars's moon Phobos and has captivated scientists and space enthusiasts alike. Towering approximately 85 meters across and 90 meters tall, this enigmatic boulder stands out against the desolate lunar landscape. Unlike its earthly counterparts, which typically form through natural processes, the Phobos monolith's origins remain shrouded in mystery. Some speculate it could be a fragment of impact ejecta, while others ponder more exotic origins. Discovered by Ephraim Palermo during extensive surveys of Martian probe imagery and later confirmed by Lon Fleming at NASA Johnson Space Center, the monolith casts a prominent shadow that suggests that it has building-sized proportions. Its presence has sparked interest among scientists and space agencies, with proposed missions like PRIME, or Phobos Reconnaissance and International Mars Exploration, eyeing the area surrounding the monolith as a potential landing site. The PRIME mission aims to study Phobos's geology. However, it awaits funding and a launch date. Former astronaut and crew member of the Apollo 11 mission, Buzz Aldrin, has strongly voiced support for such endeavors. In any case, the possibility of the Phobos monolith being of alien origin, much like the obelisks found on Earth, is a subject of speculation and intrigue within scientific and extraterrestrial exploration circles. We know that it stands out due to its large size and isolated location on the Martian moon. Its unique appearance has led some to theorize that it could be artificial, similar to the monoliths depicted in science fiction, or the enigmatic structures found on Earth. However, others contend that geological phenomena can sometimes produce structures that appear artificial. Impact events, volcanic activity, or erosional processes can create unusual shapes and formations on planetary surfaces. For now, it is premature to attribute the monolith solely to artificial origins. Moreover, there is currently no conclusive evidence to suggest that the monolith is of extraterrestrial origin. Without direct observations such as detailed surface analysis or the discovery of artificial components, it is challenging to attribute it to alien activity. While the idea of the Phobos monolith being of alien origin sparks imagination and curiosity, it is little more than a speculative possibility for now. Only further scientific investigation and evidence can help us make a concrete claim. UFO spotted flying in the Martian sky. A recent image from the Perseverance rover left viewers puzzled as they spotted a dark object seemingly hovering in the Martian sky. The image was released on November 27, 2022, and much like UFO sightings on Earth, it showed what appeared to be an alien spacecraft hovering above the Martian landscape. However, NASA had a whole different explanation. They claimed that it was all a trick of the camera, an illusion caused by bad pixels. Microscopic pieces of debris on the camera's detector create artifacts that appear as dark spots in the image. Imaging scientist Justin Mackey explained that these artifacts are common in imaging devices and are typically only noticeable when the camera captures images of the sky or flat surfaces. Similar occurrences have been observed in images taken by NASA's Curiosity rover in the past. To further debunk any speculation, another image from the Perseverance rover's left navigation camera revealed the same dark streak, this time against a sandy landscape. This confirmed that the anomaly was not a physical object in the Martian sky, but rather a technical issue with the camera. But then again, given NASA's history of secrecy and occasional lack of transparency, some may find it difficult to fully trust the agency's explanations. Over the years, NASA has been criticized for withholding information or providing incomplete explanations about certain events or discoveries. This has led to skepticism among some segments of the public, who may view official statements with suspicion and prefer to entertain alternative theories. In any case, this UFO sighting is no different from the myriad of such encounters with potential alien spacecraft here on Earth. A short history of UFO sightings on Earth. Back on Earth over the centuries, reports of unidentified aerial phenomena have emerged from pretty much all over the planet. This appears consistent with alleged signs of extraterrestrial activity on nearby Mars, as if an alien civilization was scouting our galaxy. A significant number of such sightings here on Earth remain unexplained, fueling speculation about potential extraterrestrial visitation. Throughout history, various civilizations have documented encounters with strange aerial phenomena. Examples include the ancient Egyptian flying boats, the fiery chariots described in the Hebrew Bible, and the celestial beings depicted in ancient Indian scriptures. Fast forward to the late 19th and early 20th centuries, and the advent of modern aviation coincided with an increase in reported UFO sightings. Pilots and military personnel began reporting encounters with unidentified flying objects, often describing them as Foo Fighters during the Second World War. However, the modern era of UFO sightings is often traced back to June 24, 1947, when private pilot Kenneth Arnold reported seeing 9 crescent-shaped objects flying in formation near Mount Rainier in Washington state. Arnold described the object's movement as saucer-like and coined the term flying saucer. The very next month, the alleged crash of an unidentified object near Roswell, New Mexico, further fueled speculation about UFOs. The U.S. military initially claimed it was a crashed weather balloon, but later changed their statement, giving rise to conspiracy theories. But it was clear that the military was taking such sightings seriously, even when dismissing them as nothing but misunderstandings in front of the public. In response to increasing UFO sightings, the U.S. Air Force initiated Project Blue Book in 1952 to investigate and analyze UFO reports. Over a span of 17 years, Project Blue Book collected thousands of reports, and of these, some remained unsolved and unidentified. The 1960s and 1970s saw a surge in UFO sightings worldwide. Some even went as far as to detail fantastical tales of close encounters, abductions, and alleged contact with extraterrestrial beings. This was to be expected, though. The era was marked by significant cultural shifts, including the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union. The era witnessed unprecedented advancements in space exploration, with landmark events such as the Apollo moon landing captivating the public's imagination. This renewed focus on space and the possibility of extraterrestrial life fueled interest in UFOs and the potential for contact with beings from other planets. The popularity of science fiction literature, films, and television shows also played a significant role in shaping public perceptions of UFOs. Works such as 1977's Close Encounters of the Third Kind and the Star Trek series that ran from 1966 to 1969 depicted encounters with alien civilizations, inspiring fascination and speculation. However, amidst all the hoaxes and pranks, these decades were also marked by several high-profile UFO incidents that captured media attention and public interest. One such case was the alleged abduction of Betty and Barney Hill in 1961, which became one of the first widely publicized accounts of alien abduction. Other notable incidents, such as the Pascagoula abduction in 1973 and the Travis Walton abduction in 1975, further fueled public fascination with UFOs and alien encounters. Fast forward to the modern era, and UFO sightings continue to occur regularly around the world, often reported by eyewitnesses, pilots, and military personnel. Advances in technology have led to the proliferation of amateur UFO investigators, online forums, and documentaries exploring the phenomenon. While many sightings can be explained as misidentifications or hoaxes, some defy conventional explanations. So, is there a possibility of another interstellar traveling civilization, no matter how remote? What we do know for a fact is that despite the vastness of the universe and the potential for advanced civilizations to exist, we have yet to make definitive contact with extraterrestrial beings. One possible explanation for the absence of contact with interstellar civilizations is encapsulated in the Fermi paradox, named after physicist Enrico Fermi. The paradox poses the question: if intelligent extraterrestrial civilizations are common in the universe, why haven't we detected any signs of their existence? There are numerous proposed solutions to the Fermi paradox, one of which suggests that advanced civilizations may inevitably self-destruct or face existential threats before they can establish interstellar communication or travel. This idea, known as the Great Filter Hypothesis, implies that the development of advanced civilizations is rare, and those that do arise may be short-lived due to catastrophic events or societal collapse. After all, are we not ourselves fearful of a nuclear Armageddon, to be wiped out of existence by our own creation? Then there are the challenges associated with climate change, another problem of our own making. Perhaps this ancient alien civilization too was destroyed by its own progress shortly after reaching us, having traveled across interstellar distances. Or maybe they're cautious and just want to observe. In any case, there's a lot of fascination involved with such visitors, even in the scientific circles. For instance, the hypothesis of direct panspermia suggests that life as we know it may have been deliberately spread between planets or solar systems by an advanced civilization. This offers another intriguing possibility in the context of the Fermi paradox. A long-dead interstellar civilization could have seeded life on Earth or other celestial bodies, leading to the emergence of life as we know it. If such a civilization existed and subsequently perished, it could explain the absence of detectable signals or evidence of their existence. Mankind, though skeptical about such claims, has not taken them lightly. In our quest to explore the cosmos and potentially make contact with other civilizations, humanity has launched ambitious interstellar missions such as the Voyager spacecraft. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, launched in 1977, carry messages from Earth in the form of the Golden Record, intended to convey information about humanity and our planet to any intelligent beings that may encounter the probes in the distant future. Moreover, the recent discovery of Oumuamua, the first known interstellar object to pass through our solar system, has reignited speculation about the possibility of extraterrestrial visitors. Astrophysicist Avi Loeb has proposed that Oumuamua could be an artificial object, potentially a solar sailcraft or probe sent by an extraterrestrial civilization. While this idea remains speculative and has sparked debate within the scientific community, it underscores our ongoing fascination with the prospect of encountering intelligent life beyond Earth. But since hard evidence is lacking, all we can do for now is to gaze upon the night sky and ponder if we are all alone after all. Well, that's all for now. If you loved this video, be sure to check out this other one on your screen. It will blow your mind.